Welcome to the Wonky Gamer, episode 46. E3 Deliveroo Royale 76 plus 1. we don't have a Rammy here. There he's reappeared. We're good.
I am here. I didn't disappear.
So, it's been a while. We're probably moving episodes to once a month because we're doing a vampire thing as well that is coming at some point. We've got a couple of backlogged up. We just want to make sure we can release it every 2 weeks, and if we have any issues, like in terms of people can't make it, we can keep it going. But also, we think we get more news out to you in one big episode rather than do it every. What are we doing it every 2 weeks?
Yeah, every 2 weeks.
And we were finding that actually there just wasn't that much to talk about, really. So it's better to do it where we're a bit more excited about what we're actually talking about because there's more to talk about. So yeah, that is the general gist. I am Stef, and here is DeD Reckoning.
Hey.
And Rammy.
Hello.
Cool. So, where should we start? I mean, it's been E3, so it's all been a little bit mental. This episode's going to be different to usual, as expected, because we're talking about E3 and we have a lot to talk about. So I think we should start off with our favourite games developer, well, not games developer, publisher, are they? I don't know, publisher's probably the right word. Or destroyer of all good developers that it buys. Electronic Arts. Let's talk about the Electronic Arts Conference. Claps, everyone. Woo!
Woo!
Yes.
Woo! EA.
Yay. EA Play. It was great.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was shit, but anyway.
I'm super excited for one game still.
Oh, the game that makes me cry. So let's start off with that game, Anthem.
Yep.
Yes, it's that good. Even the cats are commenting.
I'll give a bit of an overview of Anthem before we start talking about it. So it's a sci-fi game by the famous BioWare, who are renowned for making good story games, lots of relationships. They like doing a bit of the gay relationships, the bisexual relationships, the transgender relationships. They're pretty out there on the relationships, but they're always interesting games anyway, and you can do all sorts of crazy things. So that's always good.
But there's no romance in Anthem, Steph.
Yeah, one of the main reasons I will not be playing that game. So Anthem, from what we can see from the trailers, is a fairly lovely looking game.
It's so shiny.
Shiny game in the vein of Destiny. They've shown zero story in it, even though it's a BioWare game, which is concerning because BioWare are generally not known for their action RPG gameplay. They're much more known for their story that tends to drive their games, not the gameplay. I mean, okay, Baldur's Gate had a very good gameplay, don't get me wrong, but they're renowned more for story.
You get to be Iron Man.
Yeah, power armor is always good.
You know, my problem with this, I understand this excitement about getting to be Iron Man, but when fucking everyone else is Iron Man, you know, it's not as special.
Iron Man and Friends.
Iron Man and Iron Man Player 2, and Iron Man Player 3, and Iron Man Player 4.
It's the house call, the house party protocol.
Yeah.
I think there's just too many Iron Mans in this equation, is what I will say.
Spider-Man had that very successful TV show back in the 80s where he hung out with his friends, you know, Firestar and
Iceman or whatever.
Iceman and someone else, probably.
Iceman?
Yeah.
Wait, are you trying to make a reference to, like, the X-Men, where they have people with very different powers?
No, literally, Spider-Man and Friends was Spider-Man, Firestar, and
some dude that ice skated.
Yeah, on, like, snow.
But
like,
did they all
actually
have Spider-Man powers, or were they, like...
No, one was a pyromaniac, and the other one was
flew around and was this super hot redhead, and...
so how is this comparable? You're talking about something that has, like, super hot redheads, Spider-Man and shit, and yet in this BioWare game we have 4 dudes dressed up in metal armor, and you can't see anything.
Yeah, so it's like Iron Man and friends, as long as all his friends are also Iron Man.
It's Iron Man 2, basically.
Yeah.
I think Anthem is
So
a
it's Iron
sexist
Man and
game,
War
and we
Machine.
should. It's just all these guys saying it's not historically accurate. God damn it. Sorry. Okay, there's a bit of a reference to another EA game coming up, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh dear. Controversy. But there are no loot boxes, so EA have learned.
Yeah,
Power
they've
to the
learned that
gamers.
they can't monetize
Power
the
to
loot
the
boxes.
gamers.
So now
told
you
them-
can... No, but this is the thing. Like, EA, this whole conference has kind of been like, oh yeah, it is so great. Look at us. Aren't we absolutely amazing people for not putting gambling systems that we enforce on children? Aren't we so great? Everyone should clap for our really crap conference with only one game that anyone is excited about. Yeah, let's clap away and say how awesome we are because we're not shafting the general players. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and praise EA for not sticking a large metal rod up my ass if I buy one of their games. I'm sorry. Like,
They're
I
just
don't-
pulling
I don't
an
care,
Emperor
like-
Palpatine, though.
you are.
They're pulling an Emperor Palpatine. Oh, look. Don't look how evil I am. Oh, other stuff.
Yeah, but all the stuff they're doing, like, they're trying to get more public faith. So they get rid of loot boxes. They go down, like, really hardcore, like... I mean, we'll talk about Battlefield in a bit, but they go, like, hardcore down, super hardcore left wing to try and get popularity with the group of people that probably are least likely to buy the game, ironically. But, I don't know. Anyway, we will talk about it later. Anthem, let's get back to the game. Anthem, what do you think?
I think it looks like it'll be a lot of fun. Whereas Destiny isn't, I'm hoping Anthem will fill that gap and will be fun.
What about you, Dad?
I think it's going to be fun. I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm the friends, like Rami said.
Yeah, what's not to love?
I suppose the thing is, I'm coming from a very different place from you guys, because...
It's no different to the thousands of players that play Mech Warrior.
Yeah.
They all look like giant walking mechs.
I think the thing
guess-
is, I'm coming from a different place here, okay? So, like, there aren't a lot of developers that make heavy story-based games
No.
that are single-player.
No.
One of my favourite
Even
developers since the 1990s has been BioWare, with games like Baldur's Gate onwards. So for me, to see BioWare make what I see as a very...
Sell out, cash in.
Well, it's a very cookie-cutter, kind of very popular type of game. That, to me, it doesn't come across being very original, and I don't think they're going to play to their strengths. So that's why I have an issue with it. I'm sure it will be a great game
Well,
that a lot of people like. It's just not what
I
I'm
do.
hoping for.
When it releases, it won't have PvP, but I'm sure they'll be able to tack on a Battle Royale mode in the future.
Fucking hell. I should have put the swear thing on this channel actually, so we people aware that we're going to be rude.
Yeah, because we are.
I shouldn't have started with the EA conference really, because that's going to get me quite upset. But yeah, I can see why people like the idea of Anthem. Don't get me wrong. I can understand that.
I mean, I'm still looking for a game I can play with a few of my friends and sink a lot of time into, have some good progression, and have some kind of water cooler moments that we can all laugh about in the future. Like, oh, when you did that to them with the what's it, that was brilliant. And Division was that for a while. So I want something new and shiny with Iron Man suits.
No, I see the allure. I mean, I am coming from a different place on it, you know.
Yeah.
So I do understand why people like the look of it. I do hope it crashes and burns so that BioWare go back to making single player games and don't do a GTA and just spend the next 7 years developing one game
Hey,
that I have no
look at
interest
this.
in.
game we've made that is now like just a reason to print money. Why should we ever develop anything new? Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Exactly. Because when did GTA 5 come out?
2013.
So it's only been 5 years.
I
But
think.
Red Dead's coming out, but it would have been 5 years since they released a game. To put that in perspective, I'm pretty sure after GTA 3, Vice City came out like a year or two later, and then San Andreas came out a year or two after that, so...
Yeah, this has been a big gap.
But technology has changed. It's a lot easier to make games a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's true.
Bad games.
It's true. I mean, it's like Final Fantasy 7 and 8, my two favourite Final Fantasy games, came out within years of each other, really.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 7. Sorry, I'm choking up. I'm not choking
but surely we'll hear a lot more about that during the Square Enix conference part of this show.
The what? Square Enix conference what?
Part of this show when we discuss.
Yeah, I'm
Square
sure
Enix.
we will hear so much about Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I am sure that we will. It is in no way similar to Final Fantasy Versus 13 / Final Fantasy 15 that took 10 years to come out. It's not going to be anything like that, is it?
No.
It's not like it's got the same guy in charge of the game as Final Fantasy 15 or anything. So it's not like the same thing's going to happen. I mean, who would have thought, it's not going to be like Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3. No fucking way, is it? No.
Oh, well, Kingdom Hearts 3 that everyone was convinced was coming out this year.
Yeah, it's next
No,
year
mate,
now, isn't it?
guarantee you it's coming out next year. No, it's coming out this year.
Anyway, you should be drinking the Kool-Aid on that. That's like one of the few games that Microsoft have actually got that isn't on another console. No, it is on another console, sorry. But it's one of the few games they managed to also get that Sony's got.
I really don't care.
But dude, it's Xbox.
That's only because you have a PlayStation in the house, so screw you.
Basically. There is one in the houses.
Anyway, we'll come back to Kingdom Hearts. I'd like to talk about it right now, but let's
digressing.
I think we've done Anthem, so I think there's not much to say. From what I understand, the trailer that we all saw is pretty average. It didn't say a lot about the game, but behind the scenes, the people that actually got to play it or saw more of it are saying it's absolutely phenomenal, and they wish
were totally blown away.
Yeah, and they wish they'd shown that at E3 and to the general public instead of what we got. So for people that are excited about it, it does sound like it's shaping up to be the game that you want it to be. So good for you, not for me, but good for you. Well done.
Hey, you never know. They may tack on a bunch of story.
Hey man,
Battle Royale.
If I can't romance a dwarf transgender, then I am not interested.
You're not
in
interested.
This game. Anyway, Battlefield 5. Oh god, so much has happened about this game since our last.
Controversial.
I don't know what to say about this one.
It's another Battlefield game.
It's a Battlefield game. It's a new World War II game.
Everything's World War II now.
It's going to have Battle Royale mode.
Hooray!
There's a surprise.
Want more of.
There's been a lot of controversy over it. There's been a lot of battles between the far right and the far left on this. It's got very political.
That's generally how wars work.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I suppose it's a good representation. I think both sides have got absolutely ridiculous. Fundamentally, the argument stems from the fact that the trailer for the game has the main sort of character that you see in the trailer is a woman with a what do you call it? A prosthetic claw, firing a machine gun with one hand. So, obviously, if you played a lot of Battlefield games in the past that have got historical settings, they normally keep to historical accuracy, which is, World War II. Obviously, on the front lines, there were very, very small groups. There are examples of women on the front lines that are like special Russian sniper groups. and things like that. But generally, it was mainly men on the battlefield, and if you lost an arm, you were not going to be going back on the front line, and you certainly weren't going to be firing a machine gun because you can't do that with one hand. It's impossible. So obviously, some people got a bit upset.
You just need to spend more time in the gym, Steph.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, whenever I go out and start wars, I do just use one hand for my machine gun because I'm that buff.
Well, if you were like Barrett from Final Fantasy VII, your actual arm would be a machine gun. Hey.
Yeah, if that game ever came out again.
Let's not talk about it. Anyway, but I suppose the problem for this stems from like the developers DICE are coming out and saying that essentially everyone's being sexist, who doesn't think that 50% of the characters should be female. Then you've got the other side that's kind of saying, well, look, like World War II in film and games is always treated with a level of respect to the kind of the facts, in the sense that, you know, from the perspective of some people, and I tend to agree with this a little bit, World War II was such a very important event that I feel that we need to remember properly, that actually I think trying to change the reality of what actually happened and trying to change the history through a computer game is problematic, because I think it's something that, you know, if young people's only experience of World War II is this game, which may well be the case, they won't. Yeah, they won't. I don't think it. I think there's a level of respect that has to be applied to it, and not just respect in terms of all the men that died and whatever. I know a lot. I know 16 women died on the front lines in the whole of World War II, which, to be honest, isn't very much. So that is awful. But what I'm saying is, I personally feel that I feel World War II should maybe be treated a bit more with a level of respect, unless they say it's an alternate history game, which they've said it's actually not alternate history, it's based on fact, which it isn't. So that's why people are annoyed. And the developers,
but they did a lie. It's a game.
It is a game, and maybe people shouldn't get as upset. But I think, you know, and to be honest, no one complained in the Battlefield 1 game, where I think there were some missions that were purely about a female group or something, because people weren't bothered about that. If it's stemmed in fact, it's absolutely fine. But I think certainly some people are feeling a bit uncomfortable about, you know,
cyborg women with machine guns in World War II.
With no hands, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can see both sides to it, but I mean, I'm personally more on the side that maybe we need to. I'd rather it try and be slightly historically accurate, but that's just me. I just think it's it's a subject that you have to treat with some respect, and I know why they're making it so. I know why they're making it this way. It's because they've said they're not doing loot boxes, but they are doing cosmetic microtransactions, which means that obviously they want to make a lot of money out of clothing and appearance, so that's why they've done it. To be honest, in my opinion, their whole kind of trying to do the whole we're on the right side of history and blah 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 kind of thing is a little bit, you know, I don't think it's actually that true. They just want to make money from as many
Surely
people as
that's
possible.
also a bit daft, considering it was a war, and generally soldiers in war wear a uniform. So what cosmetics are you going to be buying for your uniform that's the same as that conscript there, and that conscript there, and that one there?
Well, and I think that's...
Yeah.
I think that's going to be part of the problem. I mean, if you look at the trailer video now, it's on 320,000 likes and 415,000 dislikes. So
so it's this year's Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I mean, either there's just a large number of, you know, I mean, I think it's a bit unfair to call everyone sexist who has a bit of an issue with this problem, and it seems a lot more people have an issue than think it's okay, so, you know, but whatever, let's just call everyone a sexist who has that opinion.
Yeah.
Because EA is so great at keeping their community happy and reading them. Moving on. Probably the biggest... Oh, carry on. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, maybe the next game will be really exciting and dead good.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. For years and years, people who were playing strategy games, I think during the late 90s, early 2000s, they were playing a little game called Command and Conquer, and they loved it. They loved this type of game. My God. It meant a lot to people. It was made by a group called Westwood. Is it Westwood?
Westwood Studios.
That's it.
The first ones had Michael Ironside in them.
Yeah, and they had these cool video. They're kind of cheesy now, but they had these video things, FMVs that were really cool and really added a lot of story to the game and stuff. And it has a really strong place in gamer history if you're above the age of, I don't know. If you're around 30 or something now upwards, you're probably going to remember this.
Oh my God, I'm so old.
Same. So, anyway, they're releasing a new Command and Conquer game called Command and Conquer Rivals.
Woohoo!
And the way that they announced this was in one of those, those really cheesy kind of, we're an esport. And it was a load of guys on mobiles playing this game with a commentator. It was really weird, and it's a mobile game.
No.
Yay.
Yep, big
with
no.
esports commentary.
No.
Esports.
They did it last year, though, didn't they? They did exactly the same thing with PUBG.
What, with mobile?
No, not the way that they presented it was. I can't remember what game it was. It was something like PUBG, but they had some weird-looking guy on stage that no one really knew what the fuck was doing, and he was just talking about what was going on the screen behind him.
But I just don't know how... I mean, I honestly don't think mobile games are ever really going to be seen as an esport. It's not very good to kind of...
They're not.
It's not visually very good for that, and also...
Yeah, but...
I mean... I don't see, you see, League of Legends, that has quite a big following as an esport, and it's all the guys sat in front of their computers tapping away on their mouse, whereas cut to esports on mobile, and a row of 8 guys all on the shitter with their trousers round their ankles playing on their mobile. Doesn't have quite the same image, does it?
To be fair, a lot of League of Legends people probably have a shitter underneath them as they're playing the game, so...
And there's also the news from a couple of days ago where you can now get Fortnite on Switch.
We'll
come to that. We'll come to that.
Come to that.
We'll come to that.
So mobile gaming has changed its definition slightly.
I mean, we'll get to the Switch, but I do agree the Switch is slightly different. I think the Switch has done something pretty good with the idea of mobile compared to... Anyway, we'll come back to that, but that's a very good point. Another announcement which took up a good portion of the conference was FIFA 19.
Oh, football game, it's one louder than last year's. Next.
You know what? I am the only person in this group of people that actually doesn't mind FIFA. I am not kidding you. FIFA 17 and 18, I played both of them. Just for the story mode. Just for the story mode.
There's a story.
Look, I mean, that shows
kick a ball.
It's for.
It's got a BioWare type, conversation wheel and everything.
So embarrassed to know you, right?
You kick the ball to Steve and Steve can kick it to Dave.
Is it like Striker or something, like the cartoons from the
newspaper,
the funnies? Oh no, he's banging so-and-so's missus. Oh, he's going to get caught. Oh, look, here's a spy. What?
No, it's... I mean, it's just... The story is cheesy and it's whatever, but it's... To be honest, I've been starved of a decent BioWare game with story for a long time. I'm looking through the weeds, in the garden, looking for that one fucking beautiful shining flower.
And
there's this kind of shitty one, but it looks a little better than the other flowers. So I pick it up and I play with it for a bit. It's better.
Realize your hands are covered in shit.
My hands may be covered in shit, but the shit smells better than just the other shit around me. So it's okay. I'll probably play FIFA 19 because I want to continue the story of Alex Hunter.
Who?
You wouldn't know, man. You're not cool enough. You don't play sports games.
No.
Anyway, moving on. It's good. It's good we have someone that actually doesn't mind some sports games.
Yeah, but you like them for the story, not even for the fucking sport. That's somehow worse.
Well, I don't mind playing the gameplay. I don't mind kicking the ball around. It's not bad.
Oh, I love going to the match and reading the paper.
No, but I can get the thing with it is I like games like League and stuff, and I can kind of transpose some of my like for that for playing a game that has a bit of competition in it. That's why I don't mind it. Anyway, moving on. Another great game everyone's excited about is Madden NFL 19.
No.
Well, it's International American Sports Ball.
Well, it's for Americans.
I actually had to read like a description to actually work out what NFL was. It's American football.
The National Football League.
So much I know about sports. So that's great for people
Moving
that
on.
like...
And then they've got the NHL, which is the National Hockey League.
Oh yeah, there's that as well. And they've got NBA Live 19. I think the last NBA game...
Right, we can do this really quickly. EA's got a bunch of World International Sports Ball games.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with
which
that.
are one louder than last year's.
But the few games that have tons of loot boxes that probably still will have them from EA will be these sports games, no doubt.
Well,
yeah, FIFA's going to have loot boxes. NBA will have loot boxes. Bloody.
People who buy sports games will buy loot boxes.
Well, if you watch
generalization there,
if you watch the conference back, you'll notice that they were very specific about the games that they wanted to get a clap on for not having loot boxes, and then didn't mention loot boxes at all on the games that they were most definitely going to shaft people on. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Sports games because they sell them to sports fans.
We've also got Star Wars Battlefront 2 Clone Wars DLC.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm really pleased that happened, actually. I was going to see how long that silence would last. So that's nice. Moving on. Okay.
I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan, and for fuck's sake, leave the Clone Wars alone. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I've sort of... They're really trying, though, with Battlefront 2 to kind of gain...
They've said they've got a 4-year commit. I think it was a 4-year commitment to it, and
really?
They realised
Disney has their children and will execute them if they don't keep producing better content for the next 4 years.
But they have acknowledged that they screwed up, like in the first year, with the loot boxes and everything, and they have vowed to do better.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I mean, they will like try and sell games by saying that they don't have loot boxes in, and think that's how they're going to get people back to play their games. Well, it might help if you actually had some good games at your E3 conference. Just saying. I mean, I suppose Anthem is probably going to be pretty good. Battlefield 5 is not going to do very well, I don't think, because it's the developer has managed to piss off a large portion of their fan base through politics, which you didn't need to bring into it. Saying language like I will be seen as on the right side of history because we've put women in a World War II game. Not the best way to go if you want people to buy your game, because you come across as sounding like you're virtue signalling and you're up your own ass, and you're not addressing the conversation and problems people have. So there you go.
Yeah, but Duke Nukem had women in it.
I don't know. I am so sick of gender politics coming into computer games, because when it comes down to it, the reason that people play
gender politics.
No, but the reason people play computer games, this is men and women. The reason they play computer games is to escape reality and be some kind of hero that they're not in real life. So obviously, men in computer games, look at Final Fantasy 15, are over-sexualized. Women in computer games are over-sexualized because there's an aspect that the people playing them actually would quite like to play a sexy woman or a sexy man. Like,
I just like watching them.
Well, all that. You've also got your perverts, and that's fine as well, you know? And that's why it's always worked so well in the past. But
certainly, I expect kind of a certain standard in my video games. So.
Right, we've also got... So this was weird. This was bloody weird. So Respawn Entertainment, who were known for DeD, you'll know this. What have they made in the past?
Oh, I know the answer to this, but I can't think of it.
They've made some good stuff, haven't they?
They have done, but I can't think of any of the names of them off the top of my head.
We're useless.
Titanfall, didn't they? Wasn't they Titanfall?
Yeah, I think they did. Did they not make... I'll just have a look while we're doing this.
Titanfall, yeah. Titanfall's Respawn.
Oh yeah, they've done. Oh, they've just done Titanfall and Titanfall 2, according to this. So
That's I wasn't all over the name.
what?
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
What was that?
That's why I wasn't all over the name of the developer, because no.
Yeah, I mean they've made some okay stuff, and
Have you still not played the single player of Titanfall?
No. You mean Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
Titanfall put me off Titanfall 2.
You should play the single player campaign for it, because it is actually better than multiplayer.
I'll wait till it's free on Games Pass then.
sounds so begrudging.
I know, right?
I'll wait until it comes out on Game Pass then. Oh god, I'm gonna have to play another game.
I'm gonna give them my money, because no.
Anyway, so the weirdest thing I've ever seen at an E3 conference. They go up to the developer in the audience of from Respawn Entertainment, who've been bought out by EA, and we know they're working on a Star Wars game. They have this really awkward conversation with him, and like, "Oh, what game are you? What game?"
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
Really weird. The guy just seemed a bit uncomfortable. The whole thing was horribly set up and was just embarrassing. And then he kind of like gives away
Nothing.
one detail. It's like, oh, the game we're making, the only thing I can say it's called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and he sort of said it was set between episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It might be good. I'm not holding out a lot of hope.
But frankly, there's not enough details for anyone to care about it yet.
Yeah, I'm not exactly excited about it because EA has a pretty bad track record with Star Wars games, and I don't know.
To be honest, I'm surprised at Disney giving them another shot. I really am.
I am as well, but I think that's why that's probably why they had to get rid of the loot boxes in Battlefront 2, because the sales were poor and Disney were getting tweets at them saying they supported child gambling, which is not a good image for Disney.
No.
So, was this EA as well? Yeah. Unravel 2. I've played the first Unravel. It's a fun little indie game. I mean, I'm not really an indie game player, so
it looks like a bit of platform fun, but you know.
I think the thing is, I only really buy games that are kind of epic. So this is like, it's a nice game. I just wouldn't. It's not something I would really choose to play, even with a friend. It's not really. I mean, it's nice. It's good that they're supporting indie developers. I don't want to be a dick about it, to be honest.
Well, considering the rest of the lineup, that's a real standout game to me.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, yeah, I'd agree. They also talked about EA Origin Access Premier streaming service.
What?
Which is
a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. It's basically it's going to be like the Netflix for video games from EA. It will allow subscribers to play brand new games before they're officially out. It's going to include like games like Anthem and Battlefield 5 apparently.
So it's Steam then.
I think you pay a yearly subscription.
It's Games Pass. It's EA's Games Pass.
It is.
Right.
Basically.
Yay.
It's like £50 a year. I mean, it could be quite worth it if you were keen on playing. Even if
EA make good games.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine if you were interested in Battlefield 5 and Anthem and I don't know.
Command & Conquer series.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe.
The original Command & Conquer series.
But I think you can play every game that EA's released on there. I might be wrong, but I think you can play quite a lot.
I know at one point Origin did give away Dungeon Keeper for free, so...
Yeah.
And that was
That's
just
Bullfrog.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
it was
EA
on
owns
Origin,
Dungeon Keeper now.
and Origin gave it away for free for just signing up. So I did, because it's Dungeon Keeper, and that's an amazing game. Why can't we do more games like that?
Got a copy of Dungeon Keeper 2 somewhere.
Also good.
Last but not least, for EA, the EA conference was Sea of Solitude. This is kind of a bit of an artsy game. It's about a woman called Kay, and she turns into some kind of sea monster because she's lonely. It's this idea that you turn into a monster if you're lonely for too long. The idea is she's sort of exploring some kind of like submerged city in the middle of Berlin, or it's based on Berlin. And I think the idea is she slowly becomes human over time. And I think it's basically an indie game about depression and coming out of it. But it actually looks quite good. I mean, the indie games, actually, for me, because I'm not interested in Anthem, are the most interesting things I've seen from it. And I'm not... Unravel 2, I'm not even that interested in, but it looks more interesting to me than Anthem. So that's EA. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about EA. I don't... It was pretty crap, to be honest.
Now we've added Squid.
Oh, is that Sea of Thieves?
Oh, I don't know. We'll care.
I said something about that game, Sea of Thieves, that no one plays anymore.
There's Megalodon sharks and all sorts of shit in it now.
Yeah, have you played it much, Dad?
No, I've been so sidetracked by all the other shiny things.
Speaking of shiny things, let's talk about you guys' console of preference. Xbox and Microsoft. Xbox and Windows 10 exclusive. Exclusive world premiere. Exclusive world premiere. Their conferences are so cheesy, holy shit. I love it.
It would be nice if they'd had some, content that I was excited about.
They had stuff that people will be excited about, and they did have some exclusives that were people will be
coming
excited
out
about.
on everything.
No, not all of them.
Well, they had
fair,
Gears of War and Halo, didn't they?
They had a couple of things. We'll go through it. They have a few things that are exclusive that some people will like. I mean, none of it's really to my taste, and I have a PC anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But the first thing, which was kind of cool, was they talked about a game which is going to be a spin-off of Life is Strange, and it's called The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. I think it's meant to be like a bridge between Life is Strange and Life is Strange 2. And it's about some kid who kind of bounces between his real life and his imaginary life. No idea where it's going or what the point of it is, but they're giving it away free. I think it's basically going to be like a 2-hour episode of like Life is Strange as episodic. It'll probably be like a 2-hour episode you can play, which is kind of cool. I
actually remember seeing that on the Xbox Game Store and thinking, I can't even bring myself to download it, even though it's free.
I'd play it. I really liked Life is Strange.
Yeah, but saying that, admittedly, I'd only read the title and had a glance at it and thought, I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Knowing its pedigree does help me think, actually, maybe that'll be alright.
I like the developer. I've been playing Vampire, which has been alright. It's not the best game, but it's interesting. It's more story-based than combat, which is quite weird.
Oh.
In a way.
That's a bit different.
I mean, it's got a lot of... It's about 40% combat, 60% investigation and story. But the story's not as interesting as Life is Strange, though.
Ah, right.
Problem is, you play an RPG like Vampire the Masquerade, and then you try and play a vampire computer game that isn't related to the Vampire Masquerade franchise, and everything's just disappointing.
I still want to see a Necroscope computer game.
See what?
A Necroscope computer game. They're the vampire books by Brian Lumley.
Oh, okay.
And they're well exciting. Really good.
Vampire books, stories.
Yeah,
target.
yeah, I'm distracting you, but that'd be a lovely game.
You're going to have to let me know more about that after this, because I need some more vampires.
I will.
Okay, another one. I've never played this game, and a lot of people love it or always talk about it, and I don't even really know what it is. It came out in the 1990s. It's a new version of this game. A game called Battletoads.
Yeah. Rare.
Game starring wisecracking amphibians that's a beat 'em up.
It's kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Frogs, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
From space.
Yeah, it was just kind of like Turtles, wasn't it? But with frogs, kind of. I'm a bit hazy. I can't remember Battletoads.
It was a game that was made by Rare. It's on the Rare replay. Definitely on the Rare replay.
Ah.
Oh, so Rare are probably working on this as well, are they?
I probably imagine they are, because it's still there.
Did they show any footage of it?
I think they did.
Don't think I saw it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they showed... There wasn't really footage of the game.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through the video now. Not really.
No, it's just been a teaser trailer.
Yeah, just a teaser trailer. What else?
About a lot of the conference, to be honest. Not very much gameplay.
I think
Because it's all teaser trailers.
I think a lot of the conferences were like that as well. There wasn't really a lot of gameplay for any of the conferences.
But it felt like there wasn't much substance to a lot of it this year.
Unless they were doing their own bloody E3 conference. Like the guys that did the Jurassic Park game. Jurassic Park Evolution had like a 2-hour conference before.
Oh, right, okay.
Like 2 days before it came out, they did like a 2-hour interview about the entire game.
Ah.
With like them playing it in front and naming bloody dinosaurs as they were going.
Okay. But anyway, digressing again.
So we've next got... I mean, some of these we'll skip over because I don't know. It depends how interested you guys are, but there's a Cuphead DLC, if anyone liked that. I didn't really...
My daughter has actually watched on YouTube loads of the Cuphead videos.
Really? It's something that never interested me, Cuphead. That's interesting. I know a lot of people quite enjoyed it.
I think she loves the graphics and loves watching all the boss fights get beaten, and I think there's a couple of songs in it as well. And she loves the songs. She's always going, "Oh, can we get Cuphead?" And I'm like, "No, not yet." But yeah, she's well gripped by it. But I think if she actually tried to play it herself, she'd get upset because it's really, really hardcore. It's a very difficult game. But she will be pleased that there's going to be more content. When? Next year?
Yes, spring 2019.
Yeah.
There's
Cuphead's a gorgeous looking game, and maybe one day, but next.
Next, Crackdown 3, they released a trailer. The main character is voiced by someone called Terry Crews, who is...
Yes, we know who Terry
Brooklyn
Crews is.
Nine-Nine. You might, but other people might not. He's like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, quite a funny guy. It's going to have multiplayer. It will redefine what it feels like to play games, apparently, called Dave Jones, creative director, so good for him. It launches in February 2019. Trailer looks fine. It reminds me a little bit of Saints Row, Just Cause 2, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, someone was ringing me on Skype there.
Yeah.
It looks...
I really enjoyed the Crackdown games as just a bit of insane, feel like a superhero, leap around, throw cars about, blow stuff up. And I think doing that multiplayer will just be completely stupid but quite fun.
I think it'll be a fun game. It's not... It depends on the person. I mean, again, it's not something for me. But I'm sure it'll be fun.
I don't think it's got much longevity in it, but again, it's another of these games that are going to come onto Games Pass.
Is it? Well, okay, that's. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of these games are things that I'd maybe try, but I would never pay for.
Exactly, yeah. Which I got the whole feeling from what I heard of the Microsoft conference that Games Pass is going to be, their next big thing. That'll be like their Netflix.
Yeah.
Games. And I'd expect that to gain more traction and gain more content to, be a true representation of Netflix for games for Microsoft.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to skip some of Microsoft's conference if they're in, say, the Bethesda conference or whatever, because I think Microsoft got a lot of announcements this year, which was quite good for them. But we will go on to Cyberpunk 2077, which is probably the star of the whole of E3. So I'll give a bit of background on this. Cyberpunk 2077 is a new sci-fi game from the guys that made The Witcher 3. It's open world, set in the Californian metropolis of Night City. It's based on a pen and paper role-playing game that a lot of people love called Cyberpunk 20... What was it? Do you know, Rammy? 2022, 2027, something like that?
2077 or 76 plus 1.
No, but like the... Anyway, never mind. But it's based on a role-playing game with a different year at the end of the name than 2077.
2020?
It might be something like that. But
I think it was 2020.
But basically, it's a role-playing game where it's role-playing first, is what they've said. And it's going to be first-person, all this kind of stuff. It looks, honestly, go watch the trailer. It looks absolutely amazing. I bet the story is just going to be absolutely ridiculously great. Because it's by the Witcher guys. The world looks so detailed. I mean, it's going to be the Deus Ex, I think, that people that played the original Deus Ex wanted as a sequel. And it's going to have... It's got its roots in a role-playing game, like a proper role-playing game. And I think that's a big deal.
Also, it has a cool stat. So
really?
surely it wins. Yeah. Literally, There is a stat for cool.
They also couldn't help but get the poke in and say it will be a single player experience and will not feature loot boxes or incremental DLC.
Nice.
But
it's true.
Well, the thing is, the really interesting thing is that all of us in the general public saw a trailer, but apparently the people that got to see about a 50-minute demo of the game played are just absolutely wetting themselves with excitement and saying this is just unbelievable in terms of the graphics, what's going on.
They say it really kind of, though it's first person and an RPG, it really retains kind of the essence of The Witcher, the fact the very deep story and the lots of quests and stuff and a depth to it, but done differently. So not because it is a first person game and not, as a lot of people expected, Witcher 2077. So it's a different game.
I mean, from what this is one of the few games I'm actually honestly excited for.
Excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I just, for me, is very middle of the road. I don't really care, but
But this is going to be amazing.
Supposedly, I'm still holding my breath a little bit, but I'm very hopeful about that. But we won't carry on about Cyberpunk. We've got a lot to get through. We've got Devil May Cry 5.
I didn't play 3 or 4.
You what?
I didn't play 3 or 4, so...
I played like the newest one. It was alright.
I've kind of lost touch with the Devil May Cry games. I remember when the first one came out, I thought it was amazing.
It's a good action kind of game.
Yeah. I bet it'll be more of the same and good fun.
We've also got a game Rammy and Dad are probably looking forward to, The Division 2, which comes out in March 2019.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be interesting.
I am excited for that because I did play a lot of The Division, and the DLC for The Division tended to, make the game better and Ubisoft, much respect to them. They did really work, and the issues that the game had at the start, by the end of its life cycle now, they've really ironed out the majority of the problems.
Yeah, from what I heard, they fixed because it stopped. A lot of people stopped playing it, and then they managed to get a load of people back.
They really knocked down
a lot of problems with hackers at the start.
Experience. So hopefully they're going to take all of that and put it into the Division 2 and hit the ground running.
And it looks like it's like an entire state as well. So, well, I think it's possibly Washington. It looks like it might be Washington. Well, Washington DC.
Hmm?
We've also got Dying Light 2.
It's supposed to be quite good.
Yeah.
I didn't play the original, but I know that.
No,
actually,
I didn't.
I think I did play a bit of that actually. I don't know. It's some post-apocalyptic zombie game.
It's the one with all the parkour and the running and
Zombie RPG first person, was it?
Yeah,
And the faster at night.
it's still played by a lot of people on Steam, so it's.
don't go out at night basically. Run for the UV scanners.
Yeah.
We'll skip Fallout 76 for the moment. We'll come back to that because there was more detail given on that in Bethesda. Probably I don't know if it's the prettiest exclusive from Microsoft was Forza Horizon 4, which does look absolutely stunning.
Set in England.
Set in England, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
And
With seasons as well.
I'm going to drive through Lancaster.
the graphics
You
are
probably can.
unbelievable. Like, some of it does look incredibly photorealistic.
I've got to say, my son will be really excited for that. He liked playing Forza Horizon 2, I think, on the 360 with one of his mates. So I think he'd appreciate a new Forza game.
I'd potentially give it
Horizon
a go.
3 was set in Australia, so it's fair enough that they've decided to set it in England.
Yeah, I'd be excited to see if I could find any roads I know. I'm looking forward to sitting in the traffic jams on the M6 in it.
I got a funny feeling that the roads are slightly more American. Like, they just put roads on the map. They haven't made them like photorealistic.
You mean I can't try and navigate Lancaster's one-way system, or
There's nothing more fun.
sit in
Probably
traffic
not.
jams all day long?
I'd love to play a computer game where I can roleplay what I do every single day.
Probably not Google mapped.
Don't get me started on the Lancaster one-way system. They built a fucking bridge to make it better. No, not a bridge. They built like a whole nother bloody road to make it better. It's still shit. And then they're like, oh, let's rebuild this bridge, or whatever the hell they're doing. So now the traffic's even worse.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but the bridge was going to fall down in 10 years, Steph, if they didn't do something
Was it?
about it.
Okay.
Yeah. They had no choice.
Right. Well, maybe they should think about actually getting rid of all the potholes in the road so I don't have to keep getting my car fixed. But anyway, Gears of War 5. Let's move on from Lancaster. Gears of War 5 is coming out for people that are excited about Gears of War.
Well, I have
Cover-based mechanics.
I've played the rest of the series and enjoyed it and enjoyed following the story, all except for Gears of War Judgment, because it was a prequel and I couldn't be bothered.
Well, this time the player character is a woman called Kate Diaz.
That's fine, as I say.
And it comes out 2019 at some point. They don't know when.
I imagine I will play it at some point because I have played the rest and I do want to know what happens next.
You run up to the next wall and hide behind it. Shoot some things and then run up to the next wall and hide behind it.
I know, I quite enjoy Gears though.
After all the flack I got about Final Fantasy 15 Chibi Edition,
I know.
you guys have Gears of War Pop Edition, which is those chibi pop toy Gears of War version of Gears of War. So
yeah, I thought that was going mobile.
I laugh the fuck in your faces. It is going mobile as well.
So it's not just Gears of War. It's just they've chosen the Gears of War franchise to make this pop game out of.
Hey man, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition was mobile as well. You're getting out of this. You can feel just as emasculated as I did.
I really don't care.
I don't care.
Deep down, you're both crying inside, don't lie.
Nope.
Yeah, with laughter, because it's amusing.
2019, you can look forward to that release.
Yay.
Didn't they also release possibly another Gears of War game that may not suck?
Gears Tactics on PC, not on Xbox? Why does it just say PC?
Probably because unlike the XCOM franchise, they've not worked out how to put it on console. Losers. Next.
That's pretty weird.
Maybe it is that. Because
Halo's
strategy games are notoriously on PC, and it is hard to find a good one on console, which is why XCOM 2 is so amazing. And
You've
War of the
also got-
Chosen is really difficult.
You've also got the big announcement, the big Xbox exclusive, Halo Infinite, which is a new Halo game.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Infinite 6.
Yeah, what the fuck?
This trailer was an early builds. We saw Master Chief. I mean, what?
He goes to the beach and he takes off his helmet, but you don't see his head. What?
They haven't really released much information about it at all.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. The trailer that I saw was literally just...
He took off his helmet and was stood on a cliff watching some other rubes do something. I don't know or care until they tell me a bit more about it.
Have you played Halo 5 yet?
Yeah, it was massively disappointing.
I imagine he's gone off on one to find his deranged AI best friend. That's pretty much what they were leaving it at the end of the last one. I'm off to find my lunatic friend.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get involved with the story of Halo 5. It was so blatant sci-fi trope and just such lazy writing. I really do have an issue with 343 Industries and the way they took the story. It's basically shit. It's absolutely terrible. But I do need to get to the end of it.
It's probably never going to end, is it? So
no, but
play it forever.
I need to
even though you don't like it, you're gonna every 3 years. You're like, oh god, I have to do it again. Not again, but I'll do it anyway because I have to finish this.
Halo 4 was hard work. Guardians was even worse. It's like, I don't care about any of these people anymore. And what have they done to one of my favourite characters? Losers. Scumbags.
So, moving on, Jump Force. Some game on all sorts of consoles. Now, Danny from our Vampire group was really excited about this. I had a very different reaction because she posted on Facebook and seemed quite excited about this idea that you could...
Oh, yeah.
What's it?
It's like it's a fighting game by Bandai Namco, which will see sort of characters from Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Death Note fighting together in a 3-on-3 tag team system. It's coming out next year. But I had a very different reaction. I quite like anime that's within its own world. I don't like crossovers. I think they're a bit weird.
It's just
it's a fighting game.
Street Fighter game, but with different characters.
Basically.
So.
Yeah, but then I'd rather just play the Naruto games.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like Dragon Ball. I've really tried to get into it, but I just don't like it. Anyway, should we move on? I'm going to try and get through some of these because it goes on forever. Just Cause 4. Yay.
Another Just Cause
Sandbox Mayhem. Yay. Move on.
The same. 4th of December that comes out. Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced on Xbox as well as PS4 and PC.
And comes out next year.
It'll be Kingdom Heartsy.
Yeah, next year, 29th of January. I mean...
Disney Final Fantasy. Lovely.
Some people love it.
Final Fantasia.
Yeah.
Some people love Kingdom Hearts. I've really tried to get into it, but I just can't. I have tried.
I think I've played 1 and 2 for about 6 or 7 hours each and just never managed to get anywhere.
I've wanted to enjoy them, I really have, but I don't. I think the Disney thing's what kind of puts me off, to be honest.
See, I really like Disney, but yeah,
it just feels a bit. I don't like it when Square Enix do these. Again, it's this crossover thing. It just feels a bit odd. Like, why is, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII in a game with Donald Duck and Goofy? I don't understand why
I think
this is
gameplay
weird.
And stuff is just a little too kiddified for you to feel comfortable playing it as an adult.
Yeah,
it's still difficult enough that your kids that are well into that will struggle playing it on their own.
Yeah.
And it just feels like they've never got the balance right for...
It's always been very popular, though. I mean, my cousin really likes it.
Hey?
People do like it. It's quite popular.
Yeah, it's a weird... It doesn't feel like they've got the balance right.
It's a weird pickup, though, for Xbox. I mean, I would have thought a lot... If people really liked stuff like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, they would have bought a PlayStation, not an Xbox. If I'm being honest. It doesn't seem... I mean, it's good that it's on there, I'm sure, but...
I'm sure there are people that will be interested.
I'm sure there are, yeah.
No, I'm sure it'll be a good game, but...
We've also got... God, we've got so much... Microsoft did release a lot of stuff. Metro Exodus, which will be on all consoles.
Again, I just never got into any of the Metro games. They just felt like other generic shooter game.
I agree. I played one of them for 6 hours. Really tried, but I just didn't care.
My friend absolutely loves them. And
I've got a friend that loves them as well.
Games, but I don't see it. I'm just not gripped by them at all.
You've got another Ori game, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Now that I'm excited about, but I'm going to have to try and buy it on the sly without my daughter noticing and bet it first. Because the first game,
what age rating is the game?
So cruel. So very, very cruel.
It doesn't say, actually. It hasn't been done by SRB.
What rating was the first one?
I'm sure it's like a 3 or a 7 or something.
Yeah, it won't be that high. It'll be like,
Watership
Down.
Down. It's a cutesy kind of exciting platformer game. And you've got Ori and its best friend, this big kind of lumbering thing. And they love each other very much and they're very good friends. And they kill the big thing right near the start. And it's like, what have you done? My daughter has watched the start of this thinking, oh, isn't that lovely? And now she's absolutely fucking traumatized. I had to get good enough to actually finish the game, and it's not fucking easy. Just to go, look, I've saved the big thing, it's alive now.
We all have those games. We all have those experiences as a kid, don't we? Like, I remember watching My Girl as a kid.
Don't.
Macaulay Culkin. Fucking hell.
Nope.
That was sad.
Don't watch Bridge to Terabithia either. That's just grim as well.
Or Animals of Farthing Wood. Bloody hell, that show was just... The kids' show, it was on at 5 o'clock, and you just watch every episode, and animals just die every episode. They get horribly run over, or...
Grim.
It's just... Right. I don't know what they were thinking. Anyway.
But Ori, it's an awesome kind of Metroidvania type platformer.
It's very popular, isn't it? It's a third game now. Second.
No, this will be the second because it's Ori and the Will of the Wisps, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is just the second.
Let's rush through some of these DLCs. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds DLC. I just don't care. Oh, you like it?
No.
Sea of Thieves DLC.
Play that anymore.
Curse Sales coming out in July. Don't know. There's some DLC coming out for that, which sounds good. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is a new game from the guys that made Dark Souls, apparently.
Yay.
Focused on swordplay, and gameplay showed a character with one arm swinging around with a grappling hook too, so that's pretty crazy.
That might be good.
We've also got Xbox One Game Pass. There's lots of new games, so they're going to have Fallout 4, Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited, which is kind of cool, and Division. So those are kind of cool. You can go play that. I think you can go play them on... Yeah, no, they're available now.
Yeah, they are on there now. They also put the Technomancer on there, Steph.
I didn't get that into it. I played about 6 hours of it. Give it a go. I know Ferg quite liked it.
Yeah, I know. I've just not plucked up the courage to play it yet because it was a bit hard going, wasn't it?
Yeah. You've also got... Apparently Game Pass is going to have something called Fast Start, which means that loading games will be twice as fast, apparently, so that's probably good. Right, we're done with Xbox. They had a lot of stuff.
Hooray!
So, thank God that's over. Let's do Bethesda. I'm going to rush through some of these because, honestly, the first half of this conference, in my mind, was pretty crap.
Wasn't it filler and them just padding out for the one game they're releasing?
It was major tension for the end of the conference. The end of the conference was absolutely phenomenal. They just knocked it out of the park. But we'll start off with the one that I really don't care about, that they're really pushing. Rage 2.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's a bit like... It's kind of an
Mad
action...
Max, basically.
Mad Max, but...
Mad Max.
Yeah. No.
It
Not,
wasn't
I
that...
like the first one. Not
The second one is supposed to be quite good. It's supposed to be everything that the first one was supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool, I suppose. It was a bit... To me, it felt quite childish. It felt a bit like it's trying to be all cool and punk, and it just a bit...
All right. And it missed the ballpark.
That's how it felt. And also, it just... Again, it doesn't seem to have much story. It seems like a typical open world without... Light. Yeah, it's certainly not going to be Horizon Zero Dawn, is it? So...
No, it's going to be Mad Max with pretty colours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care. Doom Eternal.
Yay, Doom.
Doom,
Yeah,
yeah.
everyone gets to kill
game.
Doom. Yeah.
You know.
Kill
Woo.
demons.
I like the first
Live the
Doom.
90s.
And Doom 2, that was cool, but...
Yeah, but it's basically kill the demons.
Yeah. Mindless
So-
killing of demons.
They had
Super
Prey.
ultra violent.
They had like Prey, a new Prey DLC. Prey's a really popular game. Well, it was kind of like a sleeper
It's-
hit.
Isn't the new Prey DLC multiplayer?
Oh.
I think.
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
It's basically hide and seek.
there's a couple
right.
of things. They're going to have two modes. So one's a story-based bit, which is the Moon Crash one, which is kind of like a harder mode that has a survival sort of challenge. They've... Oh no, is that the Moon one? Yeah. I don't know, they got some story DLC anyway. But they've also got a really cool thing called Prey Typhon Hunter. And in Prey, people can do something, they can be mimics. Or there's these creatures
You
called
can
mimics.
turn into any kind of object, can't you, that you can see
Yeah.
in the game?
Yeah.
So it's basically the Gary's Mod hide and seek mode.
Yeah, so 5 players. There's one player, and that player needs to like work out, find these 5 players who are like pretending to be everyday
Chairs,
objects,
doors,
chairs, or
pens.
yeah. We've got
You napkin on the floor in the
Wolfenstein.
corner.
Sorry, I'm blitzing through these. If you guys want to talk more about any of them, let me know.
No.
Wolfenstein,
Wolfenstein.
Youngblood, another
Yeah.
Wolfenstein game.
Another Wolfenstein game.
Run and shoot. Yay, kill the things. Kill the
Wild
Nazis.
with the Doom. But
Yeah,
with
I-
Nazis.
Yeah, it's Doom with Nazis.
I feel like a lot of these, it's just like, it just feels very much more of the same. It's like, do we really need another Wolfenstein in our lives? I'm not sure.
Apparently
We
so.
need the others.
Pretty much at the conference, they kept going on and on about how they want to just keep making games where you punch Nazis, which is cool, but it was very cheesy.
They obviously watched Indiana Jones as kids and hate Nazis.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
who taught me to hate the Nazis. Don't know about anyone else.
Now let's get on to the good stuff, which is drumroll. Fallout 76.
Woohoo!
So there was a lot of like misinformation or lots of rumours going around for ages about this game. So this is a Fallout game.
It's totally solo player, but with other people.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this.
You can play it solo, or you can team up.
But if you are playing it solo, there's other people.
Yeah, and you don't know what they're going to do. They could.
It's always online.
Which is kind of
what they're gonna do is the people that have played Fallout before and know about this game are gonna instantly go, right, I can drop nukes on people. I'm going to go and set up my base next to a nuke launcher. Just one of those silos over there, that'll do. I'll set up, that's my base. And I'll wait until some poor guy who doesn't... it's the first time he's ever played a Fallout game, starts playing, and then I'll drop a nuke on his first house.
And his second, and his third, and his fourth.
Yeah, so we should probably explain that. So the game is going to be multiplayer. I think there's going to be up to about 20-something people on the map.
Yeah.
The map is going to be 4 times the size of Fallout 4. It is going to be story-based. You're gonna...
I heard a story... Well, I heard a rumour there was going to be no NPCs in the game. So I was like, how can there be no NPCs in the game, but it have a story?
Right, well that concerns me personally, but...
Yeah.
That puts me off straight away. But... there you go.
And you can build wherever you like. You can build up your settlements. It's easier if you group. And they are really working hard on ways to stop griefing. It's a recent quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So everyone looked at it and went, haha, launching nukes at people. Yay.
So it's Fallout Griefer Edition.
I mean, it could be good.
It may be a lot of fun. I think we three should all definitely try it out for a laugh.
I'll definitely give it a go. It's a game that I will buy. I will play.
I'll
give it a chance.
Decided to add it on Games Pass by the time it comes out. And that was the truly surprising thing, though.
Well, it's coming out on Games Pass?
No, I'm hoping they'll have added it by the time it comes out.
I don't think they will. You're asking for a lot there, dude.
I know I am. But I think Games Pass is going to be the big Microsoft strategy.
Well, EA are doing it as well. I think a lot of people do it.
Yeah. I think now everyone's seen that Netflix makes the most money ever. They're going to be focusing on how to do that for console.
Yeah.
The same way that they do it for PC. Just something like Steam.
Yeah, but Steam, you're still buying the games. Netflix, you just pay the one price, and Netflix is
you need to do that.
So, yeah, matter of time. But, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, at a later date, they said, oh, we're going to drop this on Games Pass.
I mean, I think Fallout 76 has some potential. I think they were very worried about announcing this. Because, I mean, they've been much better about this than BioWare have been with Anthem, so they're aware that actually the majority of people that play Bethesda games want single-player games, so that's why they've ended the conference the way they did, which we'll go into, because they've got a couple of announcements like Fallout 76, which are a little bit on the edge for their fans, because the next game, which is a little bit on the edge, is called The Elder Scrolls Blade, which is a new Elder Scrolls game that's on mobile. It looks very good for a mobile game. It is an open world.
Yeah, but it's a mobile game, so yeah.
Yeah, it's going to come out, though, I think, on PlayStation, Xbox and stuff as well at some point.
Alright.
It's at least coming... so it's going to be coming to consoles and PC at a later date.
It's just a stopgap until 6, isn't it?
Probably. It comes out in autumn next year, so it's a way off. The weird thing about this, when they announced it, this was really weird. They're like, you can pre-order now, but they also said it was free to play. So
that makes no sense.
Yeah, a lot of people confused. I don't really understand what's going on there. But actually, for a mobile game, it looks
playable.
it looks like it has some potential. Actually, I don't know. They've said it is. They said they're really making it into an Elder Scrolls game. It's not just going to be some fluff thing. But we'll see.
I'm wondering though if mobile games aren't really aimed at our generation of gamer. You know.
I think you're right.
If they're aimed at the kids, like my kids, because Nate and Lily are both divas on like an iPad for playing Minecraft and stuff. They don't have any problem gaming on a touch screen. Now, as they get older, like, I mean, Nate's only just got his first sort of mobile phone, and I know for a fact he'd love to play PUBG on his mobile phone all the time if he could. But the phone he's got won't support it. So when I upgrade, I'll give him my phone, and he'll be able to do that, and he'll be made up, and he'll be playing stuff like PUBG on mobile. The stuff like Elder Scrolls, it's maybe just aimed at this generation of kids that have been brought up on touch devices.
Yeah. I mean, I know, I see where you're coming from. I think,
yeah,
and it's a big market. I mean, don't get me wrong, Pokemon Go must have made tons of money. Absolutely tons. But let's get to the really good stuff. So, what Bethesda put in to kind of make people like me a little bit more comfortable and a little bit happier and not super upset and let down is the long talked about Starfield. They gave us a very teasery trailer that didn't show you really any gameplay.
I thought that only showed you like the word Starfield on a black screen. Did I miss the
No, it showed you showed you kind of the sun hitting a planet, and then it shows you like some satellite or something in the, I don't know. It showed you something. It wasn't like really anything, but
not a lot really.
It didn't
so
really do.
What's it going to be? Is it going to be Skyrim in space or Fallout in space?
Well, apparently that it's being developed for the next generation of consoles, in theory.
So not even this gen.
Yeah, but this gen's probably going to end soon. I know Xbox are making
2020.
moves.
I saw a rumor for the next Xbox.
PS5 will probably be later than that, I assume.
I've heard rumours of PS5 anytime now as well.
I heard rumours that it was a PS5 in June.
No, well, from what I understand, PS5...
Not actual rumours where idiots have come in and said...
Yeah,
like, there'll be one next month. It's like, no.
I've heard PlayStation... Pretty sure PlayStation came out with a statement saying it's not going to be out in 2020. It's going to be later than that. It's going to come out after the next Xbox. I'm sure of it.
I know I saw an article saying we've got one more generation of consoles as we understand them.
They say that every year, every
and after
console. They said that last time.
Streaming.
I think streaming. Yeah, I think streaming will take over.
I think once the majority of large countries get reliable, super fast internet and guaranteed bandwidth, we'll see that move. But still, certainly in the UK, it's not ready to support that.
It'll be 20 years till it's ready in the UK, in my opinion, at least.
5 to 10, maybe.
I do not believe you, even though you work for BT. In fact, that's exactly why I don't believe you.
I know they've had a massive push on it, Stef. They are all about the fibre rollout.
Anyway, back to this. Starfield looks... Well, we don't have much info, but essentially, as you're saying, it's going to be an RPG in space, and it's Bethesda.
In space.
So it could be awesome. And, top it off...
I'd play it.
Oh, I'll definitely play it. It sounds really cool, and it's very much a single-player game. And to top it off, they even released a trailer for the Elder Scrolls 6.
Woohoo!
Which, by general estimations, is going to be set in High Rock, but we don't have any clarification on that. But I mean, this is going to be years and years away.
Yeah. It's not soon.
So,
but it's soon enough that it's now been announced.
Well, and the really cool thing with the new Elder Scrolls is they said that they originally said it's going to be a long time because we need to wait for the technology to get to where we need it to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Which is,
well,
quite interesting.
In a way, it's like Skyrim, because Skyrim came out towards the end of the 360's lifespan, didn't it?
Yeah.
And once again, they're now telling us, oh yes, Elder Scrolls 6 is on its way, which we could probably see it coming out towards the end of the Xbox One's life cycle. And then they can remaster it and release it on absolutely everything, and Stef will buy every version. Are you going to be getting Skyrim Alexa, Stef?
Did you notice that I bought Skyrim VR?
You did? No, I didn't.
I haven't tried it yet. I bought it because it was on sale, and I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll give this a go.
I was fishing, man. Because you have bought every other version of Skyrim going.
No, I don't have it on Switch.
Yet.
I won't buy it on Switch, there's no way.
You totally will when you get more access to your girlfriend's Switch. If you've got access to that on a regular basis, guaranteed you will buy
Skyrim. I won't because...
Skyrim on the share.
No, because the only reason I got the VR was because it was like, it would be fun to play this in VR, but there's like... Because it would be a different way of playing it. That's why I was interested in VR. But like...
Steph, you won't be able to help yourself. You'll see it, like...
No, because graphically it will look like crap.
It's a tenner, you're going to have it.
Oh, if it was a tenner, mate, no.
See?
And we blame Skyrim on the share.
Moving on, Elder Scrolls Online, Wolf Hunter and Merc Maya DLC. Cool. There's some new DLC packs.
That costs a fortune.
Got werewolves and shit in.
What's this for?
Elder Scrolls Online. It's actually not
Somerset.
No, this is some DLC called Wolf Hunter and Merc Maya.
Somerset's just come out. This will be the next one.
We've also got... Oh, God, this goes on forever, this one. Bloody hell. These are all the rubbish ones now, so let's rush through them. Quake Champions on PC. Fallout Shelter is coming to PS4 and Switch.
Hooray!
Yeah, I guess. Prey and Wolfenstein VR games. That's kind of cool, I suppose. Oh, and they had that, obviously, what Rammy was alluding to before. There was a joke about Skyrim Very Special Edition, which, you know, they acknowledge that they've released... Edition.
That they've absolutely milked it.
Yeah, they acknowledged that on stage, which added to how good the conference was, because it was funny that they were taking the mick out themselves. But apparently this edition of Skyrim does actually exist. They are making a Skyrim on your Alexa, apparently. The rumours are, so...
On a what, sorry?
On the Alexa.
What's that?
Alexa is the Google kind of like... the Amazon Assistant. It's the speaker that you can get to tell you what time it is and stuff.
Right.
Or control the lights.
Okay, so it's going to have a Skyrim voice pack then.
You've got to go and watch it because it was quite funny. And then it's coming out on your Samsung Touch fridge and your Nokia pager, was it? And
right.
What
Okay.
else?
Spoof video.
But they are making it, apparently. So,
that would be well funny.
let's move on to Square Enix. I didn't actually watch most of this conference, but I do know what's in it, so we'll go over some of it.
I missed it as well.
I mean, I saw some of it. Shadow of
Just
the
list
Tomb
them off.
Raider. it's another Tomb Raider game in the same vein as the others.
The first one was amazing, but I've not been able to play the second, and I'm not excited for the third because my game crashed. I'd done literally everything but the last mission, and
Shut the fuck up.
I'd collected everything on the way. No, I'm serious, dude.
You're taking the piss out of Dead playing.
No, this actually happened to me for Tomb Raider, like it happened to you for FF7.
Right.
No shit, the same thing happened to me for Tomb Raider. So I've not got to see the end of the first game, and I'm like, oh, it was really good, but I don't know if I can stop a face playing the second one because of how it screwed me.
We've also got The Awesome Adventures Captain Spirit, which we've already talked about. We've got Babylon's Fall. No real details really given. This is a new game from Platinum. What have Platinum made? They made Bayonetta. Oh, no, I can't remember what they made now.
No idea.
They were a make of PS2 game, weren't they? In the
I think they made Bayonetta. Anyway, it's an action game.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, did they make Nier? I'm just going to double check this because... Yeah, they made Nier Autonomous, so it might actually be quite good. Nier was a really good game.
Didn't Nier only come out on the PS4 originally?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on PC now.
Because it's now coming onto the Xbox.
It's worth playing. You'd enjoy it.
Yeah, so I was kind of excited to see that suddenly appear on the store. So
it's a really cool game, actually. If you want a kind of Japanese action RPG that has a kind of almost Kojima level weird story. Well, I know you wouldn't like it, dude. I know. No, I wasn't selling it to you. I was selling it to Rammy. I'm not going to try and sell a JRPG to you.
Moving on.
What else? Just Cause 4, which talks about blah, blah, blah. Pretty boring. The Quiet Man is some kind of brawler. Going to experiment with sound design. It sounds like you step into the shoes of a deaf man and you kick ass.
So it just means they don't have to do sound for the game.
I mean, graphically it looks quite cool.
But there's no sound.
No, there will be sound, I'm sure.
There isn't.
Final Fantasy... Oh god, what is that number? XIV. Is that 14? Final Fantasy... Let's not go back onto this shit.
Revenge of the Roman numeral!
Oh! Anyway, this is the MMO on PC and PS4. Under Moonlight update. Blah, blah, blah. Some crossover with Monster Hunter. Nobody cares. Dragon Quest 9? XI? What's XI? I fucking hate my life.
11.
Fine, Dragon Quest 11 has got a new trailer. It's Dragon Quest, and I never really got into Dragon Quest, but good for like Dragon Quest people. Octopath Traveler is a Switch game that's a JRPG. Quite a lot of JRPG fans are finding this interesting looking. It looks like a JRPG. Could be fun. So that was Square Enix. Very disappointing for people hoping for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Tell us about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Or...
Because they didn't say anything about it.
I know, right?
It was like the one thing I was actually looking forward to at E3, and they did nothing.
That's because they're going to scrap it next year.
There's going to be like a 15-year gap between them announcing doing something about it after 15 years.
It wouldn't surprise me. It took them 10 years with the other Final Fantasy 15, so...
Yeah.
Oh.
What's next?
This E3 was quite disappointing for me. A lot of the stuff I was hoping for would be like Final Fantasy VII Remake, a new Tales game to be announced is what I was hoping for. Maybe a new Persona that wasn't a Persona dance game. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about Ubisoft, which had probably the most cringeworthy and fun intro, and I'll give them my hats off to them. They have a lot of balls to do it.
I didn't see the intro, so this sounds really interesting.
It was brilliant. It was what's that indie band in the UK where the guy's like walking down the street and all this stuff's happening behind him?
Blur.
Was it Blur? Maybe it was Blur.
No,
Park Life.
No, Drugs Don't Work. Those guys. Anyway.
What, Oasis?
No, they didn't do Drugs Don't Work. Some other indie band. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was a bloody panda wearing spandex that was really colourful, dancing down the street with loads of random people dancing behind them. It just looked a mess.
Nice.
But it was funny. And it was their beginning, their conference was to celebrate, they're going to have the game Just Dance 2019.
Oh, so, right, okay. Yeah.
Apparently it's coming to...
Who cares?
Now that's strange. It's coming to Switch, PS4, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, Wii U, and the Wii.
God!
It's the only game that's still supported.
Wow, that's insane.
It's coming out on the Wii.
I know, that's absolutely mental. I'm impressed at that.
Now we've got a game actually that was kind of cool. I will give my hats off to Ubisoft for doing this one, which Dead will be interested in as well. Beyond Good and Evil 2, they had another trailer.
Yeah.
Cinematic, so the gameplay I've seen from this game looks really cool.
I mean, the cinematic looks exciting, but I still want some kind of gameplay that isn't just some kind of generic.
The gameplay I've seen is really good. I mean...
Wasn't there a big twist, though, at the end of the cinematic, though? Like the reveal?
Yeah,
who was coming to destroy all her shipmates.
Yeah, the female character from I haven't played the first one, but I'd like to.
Yeah, I haven't. I own the first one, Steph, so if you want to come around and maybe do a let's play of us...
We should do, because it's like a cult classic, and I can't believe neither of us have played it.
I think that would be good.
So we've also got... Let's move on from that, but I think that's one to keep an eye out for, but again... The big problem with E3 is that we just get these cinematic trailers. We don't get any gameplay. So it's not that exciting. I mean, we all know Beyond Good and Evil 2 is coming. A cinematic trailer doesn't do much to get you excited because, it has story, that's cool, but...
What's the gameplay?
What is the game like?
What is the gameplay? I need the gameplay.
So we also have Trials Rising, which is like a bike game. Which is cool.
It's Kickstart for kids,
Yeah.
I'm just showing my age there, aren't I?
BMX number jump.
Yeah, it looks alright. We've got Division 2. Yeah, we talked about that. Mario and Rabbids DLC, talked about that. Actually, one thing I want to bring back up from the Microsoft conference, because we didn't mention this, and it wasn't in the list I had, so we'll go back to that. They have a game called Session, which is a skateboarding game, which I was quite excited about.
The big skating game.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I'm too old to play that game now, though.
Why?
I just feel like there should be, an upper age limit. Maybe I'm too old to...
I don't think young people skateboard, though, do they? Wasn't that for people our age?
It might have been. Young people don't go outdoors, do they? So they might play that, so they can pretend they're outdoors.
Don't they use those really lame things nowadays, kids? Like those scooter things that aren't cool at all?
Yeah.
I honestly never got the scooter thing. It was like, here's a cool skateboard where you can do cool moves on, and then here's a scooter that looks like a children's thing. I mean, you never see an adult using one of those little things, would you? They're just lame. Yeah. Nothing cool about them. Anyway.
So Session, should be shiny.
It looks cool. It looks a little bit like Skate, so there's hope there. This is what annoyed me with Microsoft's conference, actually. They have so many good IPs, and they're not doing anything on them or releasing it. Fable, they could have done something on.
Yeah.
We know that's in development. They could bring back Skate, which is very popular. People miss the days of playing Skate on Xbox 360. They absolutely loved it. It was a great counter.
Wasn't Skate 3 backwards compatible?
It might be. So you might. I have no idea, but you might be able to play.
I'm pretty sure Skate 3 is backwards
Probably
compatible.
is. It'll be given away free at some point, so I'll just wait.
But Microsoft also have Rare. They could, I understand they did Sea of Thieves, but they could do Banjo-Kazooie. They've Rare, Perfect Dark. They could bring back Perfect Dark. Imagine reimagining a Perfect Dark in today's graphics. Cool. I mean, the concept for that's great as well. It's aliens and it's it's cool. Anyway, enough moaning about Microsoft. They did pretty well considering compared to most other people.
Yeah.
We've got Switch, so I think, is this the last one we're doing?
We've not touched on Sony's conference.
Have we not?
No.
Do we need to?
I know one game we need to mention.
Well, let's do Switch. We will do PlayStation as well. So Switch, what have we got? We've got Skull and Bones, actually, which is Ubisoft, isn't it?
Also Ubisoft.
That's the one you were really excited for, wasn't it?
Yeah, Pirates. It's the Assassin's Creed Pirates bit.
Pirate mechanics.
Yeah.
My only
It's
problem
also
with this game.
missed the most obvious of the Ubisoft games that they've mentioned.
Why is that not in that list? Yeah, going back to Ubisoft. Bloody hell, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
Looks good.
I'm actually really excited about that.
Assassins of the Argonauts.
Yeah,
Because
I'm really up for it. I'll give it a bash.
one of my favourite stories is actually the Odyssey. So I'd be really excited to see ancient Greece brought to life.
Assassins of the Argonauts.
Yeah, I think it'd be lots of fun. I'm done.
I think, and I think as well that Assassin's Creed, bloody hell, Egypt, wherever it is.
Yeah.
That was really, they've really improved their storytelling. So, and
you'll have to fill me in on the story because I've not had a chance to play Origins. So you'll have to.
I don't think you have to because this is like
No, they generally kind of standalone type character games. You're still looking for the Apple of Eden. You always are.
All right. Okay.
Find the MacGuffin. It's always find the MacGuffin.
But the story was a lot better than the previous ones. Well, not all the previous ones, but it was really their way of storytelling was so much better. And
Did Origins still include an aspect of the future?
Yeah.
Yes.
It did.
Okay, that's enough. No spoilers and all that. But yeah.
I don't know if there are many really.
It's not a.
Because the concept behind Assassin's Creed, I find absolutely brilliant, and I don't feel they've done the concept true justice yet.
I don't think it helped they killed off Desmond.
No, I think you're right.
And then decided to just shaft the real world stuff and kind of just had it as a weird filler thing at the beginning. It
shouldn't be filler. As I say, it's a brilliant story concept, and they haven't ever.
Well, what they need to do is make a game that's half. I mean, I know it would be a lot of resources, half in the future and half in the past. That would be cool.
Yeah, but
have modern day assassins. That would be really interesting.
Yeah.
And have it in the same, even just have like one city or one kind of location, and you have the past version, you have the modern version. That'd be really cool. You'd be like, wow, so much has changed. Isn't that amazing? Look at the size of
the way
this city.
They could do it really impressively is they could take a leaf out of the Day of the Tentacles book.
Okay.
Make it a point-and-click adventure.
No. Have it like the Assassin's Creed style gameplay and stuff, but let you switch between the two at any time. But things you do in the past then have repercussions to the future. So you might not be able to get past a certain point in the future because a building's standing in the way, for example.
Isn't that basically Prince of Persia: Sands of Time?
I didn't play that.
Played that.
Actually, it's basically Quantum Break.
I've only played a bit of that. I should play more.
Play that.
Yeah, Quantum Break. It's a case of I need to get up there. Oh look, that thing has fallen down. So if I rewind time, I can walk across it.
No, it's bigger than that. Because Day of the Tentacle, you played 3 kids, one in the past, one in the present, one in the future, and you had to solve the puzzles across all 3 of them. And by doing stuff in the past, you could send stuff to the present or the future or affect the timeline because they were all in the same place. But you'd need to do things across all 3 times to affect how it worked. And to see them do that with Assassin's Creed and have you be able to jump between the future and the past set in the same location, I think would be an awesome way to handle it.
It would. It would indeed. But Skull
yeah.
and Bones, going back to Skull and Bones. But yeah, the new Assassin's Creed looks really good. I'm interested to see where that goes.
Shiny.
And Skull and Bones, so Dad's really keen on this. I'm quite interested in it. I'm hoping, they say that it's a massive shared world online adventure, so I'm hoping it's a bit like Sid Meier's Pirates.
I'm hoping there's persistency and that you get to build up your pirate reputation and stuff like that.
That would be cool.
I wish there will be piss in the sea.
Yeah.
We've also got... Oh, this is all still Ubisoft. Bloody hell, I thought this was Switch. Holy moly. So you got Transference, which is... What is Transference? Psychological thriller where a young boy is caught in the mist of his father's obsession. Yeah, it's like... It looks a bit like the game Layers of Fear, which probably came out on Xbox as well as PlayStation. I think you're inside the mind of your psychotic father.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm sure it'll be a fun game. It comes out in autumn.
Yeah.
This year. We've got Starlink Battle for Atlas, which
is the resurgence of toys to life. We all said we didn't want them. They've brought them back.
Yeah, the game looks. Yeah. The game itself.
It's No Man's Sky apparently, but better.
But for Switch with toys.
No, for everything with toys.
Oh, this is for everything.
Yeah, I mean, let's not go too much into this one because, to be honest, I'm sure it'll be fun. It's on Switch or whatever, everything else. But you have to buy the ships, which probably cost... Yeah, they probably cost 20 to 30 quid each. This is the type of game, as a parent, you don't want to buy your child because you'll have to keep buying them shit for it.
Nope. They can buy their own damn shit.
Instead, buy them a game like FIFA 19, where they can buy FIFA Ultimate Team points with your money.
Exactly. Exactly. Good advice.
We'll get them Battlefront 2.
Or Battle Royale.
No, Battlefront 5, this one. Anyway, For Honor
or
DLC.
just let them spend all your money on V-Bucks.
For Honor DLC.
Nah, didn't play the first one.
Which one?
For Honor.
What?
For Honor.
Oh, For
the Viking Samurai.
Yeah. Do people still play that, or...?
Apparently.
Supposedly.
Moving on.
It was just really difficult when I played the beta. Exceptionally hard. Didn't do any of what I wanted. Very disappointed.
We've also got The Crew 2. We can drive vehicles. Looks nice.
That's quite exciting because I played a bit of The Crew and I like the idea of you being able to drive wherever you want on the map and upgrade stuff, and it's kind of like an RPG driving game. So yeah, The Crew was kind of shiny.
It looks alright. It doesn't seem to have a lot of substance. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun to play.
Probably.
Yeah. As I say, The Crew was good.
Let's move on to Sony instead of Switch, actually, because I've got Sony here. Meh, I didn't watch all of this. I mean, there's The Last of Us Part 2, which a lot of people are excited about. I think it'll be a fun game.
It's probably going to be good, but the start of the first one was so harsh, I'm still scarred.
Yeah, I mean, I've played the first. Played a bit of the first one. I didn't get that into it, to be honest, but I know I should have done. Everyone seemed to love it, but
I did get into it and was really enjoying it, but I was playing it with a friend, and then we didn't hang out for ages, so it never got done.
There's another game that they released which sounds quite cool, called Ghost of Tsushima, which is an open world samurai game. It's being compared to The Witcher 3.
But with samurais.
But with samurais. No release date set. I don't know. It might be cool. I haven't really watched the trailer. I know there's a lot of hype around it, so...
Samurais are cool.
Samurais are cool. So that's that. I mean, I think that's one that to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
You've also got a game called Control, which is like a time-bending supernatural adventure. And you're playing an agent who needs to defend the world from supernatural incursions, which is coming out sometime next year.
Could be good.
Graphically, it looks quite nice. You seem to have like superpowers and telekinetic stuff. Remaster of Resident Evil 2. That's kind of cool. Kingdom Hearts 3 we've talked about.
Yeah.
Death Stranding, so...
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Here we go.
I love Kojima, so... I hated Metal
He's
Gear
a
5.
fucking nutter.
I love Kojima. He's mental.
And Deliveroo Stranding.
Until I heard that from DeD on a message earlier, I was so excited by this game. I thought it looks really weird and, oh, what's going on? Oh, it's so interesting looking. But as soon as Dad said that, it's like, oh, fuck.
Just rewatch the trailer and you'll change your mind again.
It's a fucking delivery game.
It's fucked up. It doesn't make any sense.
He's a delivery guy. He's a guy.
There's a
He's
baby.
a delivery guy.
I mean, there's a baby in Norman.
There's a bit where he's
Reedus's-
walking up a hill with a corpse on his back.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
kind of
walks
weird.
and then he's walking along with a backpack, then with a bigger backpack, then with a cart, then with two carts. It's a fucking delivery game.
Yep.
So disappointed. It looks so
Look,
weird.
I think there's a lot more to it from a Kojima.
I think
I
that's
hope
just an
so.
intro. This is
Yes.
his life bullshit. But he's a Deliveroo driver,
Yeah.
basically.
I mean, it looks
Well,
weird as.
It's
So
got
I
one
think
of
it'll be
these
quite...
in it, hasn't it?
You
What?
are.
A naked emu?
Yeah, on his shoulder that does that.
Oh
mean,
yeah,
what's
there's
that?
some weird ass thing going on it as well.
What's that about?
He's got some flashy bloody strobe light that
Powered
shows
by
up
a
ghosts.
baby. Why is it powered by a baby? A naked emu powered by a baby. Why?
Because kids can see ghosts and he can't.
Oh, must be.
Maybe actually, that's interesting.
That
Yeah.
whole
You heard it
children
here
can
first,
see
Chris.
ghosts bullshit.
Right, let's move on. It's a lot of people are hyped about the game. I think it's very interesting. I'm interested to see what happens with it. But let's move on because
Yeah, but
we've
Deliveroo driver.
because we need to. I mean, really, we should be finishing now, but we've got a
Yep.
lot to do still.
Need to get a hurry on. 'Cause I'm hungry.
Neo. How do I say this? Neo 2,
Yeah.
which was like Dark Souls but Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, Neo.
Neo, there you go. So that's cool for people that likes that. Spider-Man, obviously everyone here is
Mhm.
kind of excited about that.
Oh my fucking god! It looks amazing.
I was not impressed by the trailer.
Get out.
Was not asked about it, to be honest.
Fucking Spider-Man, and you can be Spider-Man, and oh my god, it looks amazing.
It felt a bit Arkham Asylum, which is okay, but it's a bit like,
That's
oh,
just a tiny
Spider-Man
portion of
in
the
a
game.
prison, and all the bad guys
No,
come out of
no,
prison.
that's like at best one level. They were just using that to show off. Look, it's the Sinister Six.
I hope so. I hope it has good story because I would really like to see
It's
some
going to
really
be
good story. in a
fucking
Spider-Man
amazing.
game.
Guarantee you want a game with story, it's going to be that one.
We've also
They'll have
got.
more story in it than fucking FIFA for a start.
Yes. And
You
good
haven't played the
story.
new FIFA, so actually do have quite a bit of
It
story.
can go fuck
I
it.
couldn't give a shit, mate. Really couldn't.
Moving
No
on.
interest.
We've got Deracine, which is a PSVR game, which is supposedly it's made by the
Moving-
Dark Souls guys,
What?
and you play like a spirit who's been summoned to a secluded boarding school by a young girl. God, this sounds very Japanese. And you need to form bonds with other students
Nope.
and use
No.
your ability to manipulate the
No.
flows of the life force in time, so you can
Nope.
and you help decide
Nope.
the children's fate.
Yeah, nope.
Nope.
That sounds like, I
No.
don't know, grooming
It
simulator
does
ghost
sound
edition.
pretty strange.
No to that.
Here's
Nope.
one no one cares about. Free Black Ops 3 maps if you pre-order Black Ops 4.
No, next.
Destiny 2 DLC.
Nope,
Next.
Trover saves the universe.
Who? What?
This
Rover.
I'm excited for. This I'm really excited
Oh, it's
for.
made by the co-creator of Rick and Morty.
Blah,
Justin
blah, blah,
Roiland.
blah.
It's a platformer. It follows a guy whose dogs have been kidnapped by a creature with a beak. Interesting.
That's it.
Who is
But
using
it's-
their life essence to destroy the universe.
But it's by the creators of Rick and Morty. Woo!
Very
Go
strange.
Rick.
It looks very Rick and Morty as well.
Blah 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 blah.
Very strange. Okay, moving on. Watch trailer for that because it's fucking weird.
Blah blah blah.
And then what else have they got? There was like a PC gamer conference. I think we will
Someone
skip
else.
that. To
Yeah.
be honest.
The only thing that you need to know about PC is Jurassic Park Evolution.
Yeah, let's save
Yeah,
that
but
till the.
that's also-
Actually,
yeah,
let's talk about
fine.
that now. Let's talk about that now. So that's.
That's also on the X-Bone. It looks well shiny.
It is very well shiny.
Dad, you tell us about this game. You're actually playing it, so.
It's Jurassic Park. It's basically build your own Jurassic Park. It's fucking awesome. The graphics on it is fucking ridiculous. You can zoom in on individual leaves and grass and shit.
Can I
And there's
splice
a whole-
my own dinosaurs?
I think you can. I haven't got that far yet. It's later levels. But Henry Wu is running around and he's a tool. We've seen from the last one.
Good. Yeah, that'll be good. And we may get our asses in gear and actually do a video review of that.
We should do.
On the
I
Creative
think-
Island where I can do what I want.
I think it'd be nice to do something like that for that. Do a bit more in depth, really. 'cause
Yeah.
you know.
Cover it. So we'll come back to that. What's next, Steph?
I'm going to pull out. I will pull out the odd thing from the PC one because there's a couple of things that are of interest. There's a new Telltale's Final Walking Dead game is going to be coming out soon, and that's kind of cool. I actually really quite liked those games, to be honest.
I want to play on PC.
Well, it comes out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One, so don't you worry. And it comes out on the 14th of August, so it's not
I've
far.
not played all the others.
Well, we'll play all the others then.
That'll take a long
Oh
time.
shit. Another game to watch out for on PC, 2 Point Hospital, which is basically Theme Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
To what
Big
hospital? To
hospital.
Plant Hospital.
2 Point Hospital. Did you get that?
Everybody's
Got 2
frozen.
points.
You what?
Yeah. You froze.
I froze. Oh,
Everybody
okay.
froze.
Dead froze.
Okay, no one froze to me. I don't think. Wait. Rami, stop pretending to be frozen. Fucking hell.
Trollololol.
Anyway, 2 Point Hospital. Great. And then there's shitloads of bloody Battle Royale games on PC.
Yeah, all the Battle Royale games
No
are coming.
one gives
Ron,
a
Ron,
shit.
Ron.
It's the year of Battle Royale. Everything's going to have a Battle Royale mode.
I miss the days of MOBAs. Moving on. Switch. Nintendo.
Battle Royale.
Some kind of robot fighting battle game.
Battle Royale.
There probably is. Called Demon X
With
Machina.
robots.
Okay then. Exciting. Xenoblade Chronicles Torna at the Golden Country. It's a DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. If you like your JRPGs, this is a good one. The big ones for Nintendo were Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
And some kind of Mario title.
Yeah,
between Pokemon Go and a proper Pokemon game.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. It's kind of, I think it's harking back to
It's basically a remake of Yellow, I think.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. I think it doesn't have classical Pokemon combat, but I would be interested in playing that.
Yeah. And there's some kind of extra controller that looks like a Pokeball.
Yeah, that looks really lame.
Which is nonsense.
They had a video of someone taking their Pokeball for a walk and they stroke it or something and it makes a Pika noise. And they're out in general public and you just think, God, I would hate to be the person that had that out in general public. I'd actually want to kill myself if that ever made a noise at me when I was surrounded in public by other people.
That just makes me want to get one and to meet you in a pub somewhere that's really crowded, Stef. And
that just makes me not want to go to the pub with you.
Bring it out and just full on embarrass you by being way too overexcited over it.
Moving on, Super Mario Party for the Switch. I like Mario Party games. This looks like fun. It's good to see Nintendo doing more of these couch co-op games.
Yeah, that's good. We like couch co-op. Next.
We do. Fire Emblem, that's another JRPG that's a lot of people like. The big news for people that like Fortnite. I personally don't care about Fortnite, but good for them.
Now on Switch. Hooray!
It's on Switch, so you can now play Fortnite while you're having a shit. So, good time.
Yep, you can get your head kicked in by an 8-year-old on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Then
whilst playing Battle Royale.
Don't expect to carry over your PS4 character.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you've attacked...
Do not play with others. Ever.
Yeah, that's not anything to do with Nintendo's end either.
No, it is all Sony who turned around and said, we don't want to play with anyone else. So
you do look at the fact... You do look at the
Epic
sales...
turned around to them and told them to get knotted.
But then you do look at the sales figures of PlayStation, Xbox, and you see why that tactic has probably worked for them. It's why they have lots of exclusives.
Possibly.
Yeah, but I can't play any of those exclusives with my friends on other consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Sony. I'm going to go and sit in the cupboard under the stairs and play all by myself. All right, mate. See you later.
We've also
We're out here having cake and ice cream and then having fun.
We've also got a fun little game called Overcooked 2, which is where you have a little battle with other people of cooking meals.
Yeah, it's kind of Master Shelf Ninja Edition.
It looks very fun to play with friends.
Really?
It's supposed to be quite a silly party game.
All right. Okay.
I'm going to skip over some of these because they're not that interesting. I'll just say a little list of stuff that they have. Starlink, which Battle for Atlas, which you talked about.
Yep, that's Ubisoft.
Arena of Valor, I don't really know what that is. They have a Minecraft version on Switch, not surprisingly.
Yeah, that's going to be part of the Play Anywhere with everybody else apart from Sony, who's still in the cupboard under the stairs.
Yeah.
And then you got Pixar, which is Ark, which is Ark Survival but Minecraft.
Yeah, I've seen
that's
that.
on the Xbox as well. It just randomly appeared from nowhere. It's like Ark Survival, but with kind of Minecrafty graphics. It's really weird.
It's very strange. That's quite interesting, actually. I mean, they've also got Just Dance. They've got Dragon Ball Z Fighter, which was a game Dragon Ball fans liked. They've got an expansion for Splatoon 2 called Octo Expansion, which is a good game.
Storyline about squid people.
They've actually got Ark Survival Evolved on the Switch, surprisingly.
Wow.
Paladins.
Why not? You can play Skyrim on Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's still impressive, though, isn't it, that they can get that to run on that tiny...
Overwatch Lite.
Oh, Paladins, yeah, Overwatch Lite. They've got Dark Souls Remastered, which is a good call.
Hey, good call.
Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Wolfenstein 2, World Ends With You, Mega Man 11. And a game I actually quite like the look of, Mario Tennis Aces, which looks like really good fun to play with people.
Out people.
Exactly. And then one of the biggest one that I really like the look of was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which has every single Smash Bros. Character ever made, which is really cool.
See, I'm just not keen on fight games anymore.
Not keen on.
They'll have a battle royale mode as well.
The 1v1, it's like
it's not 1v1 though, Smash Brothers. It's like 4v4. Well, I don't know. It's like 4 players. It's really fun couch co-op with some friends.
I've never got into it. Maybe I just haven't given it enough of a chance or been drunk.
It's like playing Bomberman, basically.
Yeah.
And there's a new Bomberman out, the one that was released on the Switch. It's come out on Xbox and PlayStation. If you get it on Xbox, you get
a monkey.
Master Chief as a character. So you get a Bomberman style Master Chief to run around as. And PlayStation get Jack and Daxter.
Hey!
I think we will end it there for this because I think we've covered
most
the
of
majority of it. We've tried
and it's also
anyway.
long, and we're kind of we're flogging a dead pony now.
Yeah.
Well, we could do a lot more if we'd had more time. We'd probably do more, but gone into a bit more depth in some of it. But we've also, what I'll do, I think I'll stream it on this channel as well. In about, I don't know, 20 minutes, we will be doing one of our episodes live of Vampire the Masquerade, which we're doing with a couple of people.
It should be totally epic. I could highly recommend that.
Exactly. But you may or may not... Well, you won't know anything that's happened. We haven't actually released any of the content on YouTube yet. It will come at some point, but we want a nice backlog for people.
Yes.
To be able to enjoy it. So
yes. Watch this space. Yo.
We'll also be having Wonky Gamer coming back to podcast as well. We know it hasn't been there for a while. We've been having a few issues finding the best way to kind of
be able to do video and also just a sound only version, but we think we've got that nailed now.
We think so. So hopefully that'll be coming as
props to my man DeD, yo.
Yo. Yeah, so we're hopefully doing all fronts really with this, which will be good. So yeah, I guess that is us. So thank you for joining us for our E3 Deliveroo Royale 76+1 episode.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Love.
And we will see you guys next time. I have been Stef. This has been DeD.
Bye.
And this has been Rammy.
Bye!
Goodbye!
Bye! Are we doing the police squad ending?
What's that?